In today's lesson, we're going to continue talking about lane theory as we tape study a contemporary great, Artur Beterbiev. He's a hard-punching Russian who's currently training up in Montreal, and he's scheduled to fight Dmitry Bivol, two very contrasting styles. I feel like I have a good understanding of how Beterbiev structures his punches and his positioning, and hopefully I can illustrate that to you today so you can learn some things, maybe put a wager down, and have success when you fight. So, we're watching the highlights from Beterbiev's battle with Callum Smith. Callum Smith is long and tall, and I believe had never been stopped up until this fight. This stop was a result of good positioning that kept Beterbiev safe and allowed him to hit hard. Let's see how it plays out. Immediately in this first exchange, you can see Beterbiev dress up his entries wonderfully here. He comes in, he gets his head offline as he attacks the body of the taller man. He continues to cut off the ring, moving laterally. When he recognizes he's in the jab lane, he moves his head and he exits expecting that quick 1-2. The 1-2 doesn't come, so he jabs his way in and he gets the taller man on the ropes, where his long arms are a liability instead of a boon. You can see when Smith is on Beterbiev's open side, he throws the 3. And when Smith is on Beterbiev's closed side, he throws the 4. In this particular situation, he even uses the 5 to hide that walk over. Bang, bang. Beautiful work. As Smith is bouncing back and forth on the ropes in the corner here, you can see Beterbiev selecting his shots based on position first. He is pairing his hooks and uppercuts because Smith is hiding behind that high guard, and he's using those uppercuts to hide his movement to one side or the other so that he can come around that guard with those big, powerful hooks that he's famous for. 3, 5, 4, 3. Beautiful work.
Ooh, nice short right hand right over the top.
Beterbiev here throwing one of my very favorite counters, which is that overhand right as your taller opponent jabs. You can look at any of my fights to see this.
Ooh, nice short right hand right over
He uses that to walk in, and again, we talk about traffic. Not every punch has to be a world-ending shot. When he comes through here, throws the overhand right, recognizes that he's in the cross lane, and all he does is just slap with his left hand to keep Callum Smith accountable for keeping his right hand at home defensively instead of hitting him with the cross. Beautiful work. You can see jabs don't need to land to be effective. I heard a quote from somebody, I don't remember who it is, they said that the jab is the one punch that is effective whether it lands or not. It owns the space between you, it occupies lanes, it threatens, it hides movement, it does so many good things, and especially against a taller fighter, I spend a lot of time jabbing at their hands, at their forearms and elbows, at their shoulders or their chest. You don't need to be able to reach somebody's chin or solar plexus for that jab to do the job and get you to a position where you'll be able to land that shot later.
Smith jabbing from the wrong range, mid-range, looking for that left hook.
And that left hook. Oh, that right hand. There's a right hand to the body.
Good. Once again,
Did you hear that?
I heard it.
you can see Beterbiev controlling the ring. So in this exchange, he cuts off Smith. When Smith is on his right side, he throws his 3,
I heard it, and then
and he circles around quickly to get off of the ropes himself.
and then the minute he stops, this is when you see
Good.
Beterbiev come on.
You can see lots of nice proactive defense from Beterbiev here.
And then the minute he stops,
Smith throws his left hand, and Beterbiev gets up his left hand, anticipating the right from Smith. That's proactive defense. You can see the same thing happen a second later. Smith throws his 6, Beterbiev gets his right hand up, anticipating the 3. The same way that we talk about how you should defend linear round, all right? You should expect that your opponent is attacking linear round. This works both ways. You should get ahead of it.
Left hook got through. Doubled it up. Countering with the left as well. Doubling up the jab. Good work with the jab from the champ.
That's how you do it, Tess.
Something I say to my boxers a lot is that the jab and the 5 are the same punch. While not technically and mechanically the same punch, tactically, they're a quick, probing, lead hand shot, attacking your opponent's center line and designed to set up your right hand, whether it's a 1-2 or whether it's a 5-4. Artur Beterbiev obviously understands this concept, as you can see with him closing in range on Smith. Jab, jab.
From the champ.
That's how you do it, Tess.
Jab 5.
You the shorter man, shorter reach, but you're winning the jab. Back. Blood coming from the nose already. He's starting to break down already, Tess. Smith is starting to break down.
Good. You can see beautiful same side returns in this situation right here. Sets up the right, gets his head off line as he jabs.
Blood coming from the nose.
Throws that shallow 6 from that shallow angle as he squares up in front of him. Same side return, he gets elbow side on the cross, immediately returns with the 3. And like Big George Foreman, frames off of that punch so that Callum Smith can't hit him back. We've also talked about, if you've watched our series on inside fighting in the clinch, first way to disincentivize somebody tying you up is going to be extreme violence. You see the second that Callum Smith grabs his left hand, he just starts unloading with his right hand to make Callum Smith recognize that he needs that hand protecting him, not out holding his arm and tying him up. Let's see that again. Same side return, frame, and extreme violence with that right hand. I love it. Good frame. Excellent inside work from Beterbiev here. And the same way that we talked, again, in our inside fighting and clinch video, when somebody tries to tie you up, you control an arm, you control the head, you break their posture, that stops them from being able to tie you up, puts you in charge.
They're trying to keep off Beterbiev. I don't think that's a good idea.
He also recognizes that lanes are a 50-50 position, so when he steps over to his left and starts doubling, tripling up on his 3, he's got his right hand up, knowing that he's vulnerable to the same thing. Beautiful. This shot is one of my favorite shots from this highlight because it really lets you see from this perspective behind Beterbiev how he structures his positioning. This is just like the original Punch-Out game. You can see where that positioning exists. You can imagine yourself in Beterbiev's shoes here, where when Smith goes to his right, he throws his left. When Smith goes to his left, he throws his right. And after doing this a few times and not being countered for it, he takes the initiative and he moves himself to the left. He moves himself to the right to allow him to structure these shots as he pairs those hooks and uppercuts, those linear and round attacks. Beautiful work. Center line over the shoulder, just like Triple G, a well-educated fighter. Again, using that left hand to set up the right. Good proactive defense as he lengthens out that right hand from Smith.
You can see bruising and abrasions and swelling around the eyes of the former super middleweight champion. Nice uppercut. Callum Smith throwing between punches, landing an uppercut against Beterbiev.
Great framing. Beterbiev has an underrated inside game.
The right hand scores, and now he gets him in the corner.
Beautiful. Using that 5-4 to step to his open side. creating great traffic with that right hand as he walks to his closed side.
Good up jab from Beterbiev in the exchange. Smith courageous.
Using those same side returns, and that hurts Smith. And you can see here he's not smothering his work, and he's got Smith down. All of that beautiful boxing and positioning comes together to get him the win. And you can do it too. Obviously, Artur Beterbiev hits very, very, very hard, but a big part of him hitting this hard is that he gets to the right spot where he's safe to throw these shots, get hip, and has room to accelerate behind them. Mike Tyson has a wonderful quote about the 3 things you need to knock somebody out. He says you need room to accelerate the shot, ideally they're moving into the shot, and ideally they don't see the shot coming. With all of his beautiful footwork and positioning in the middle distance, Artur Beterbiev checks all of these boxes, and that's why he's the knockout artist that we know him as.